So I'm literally watching your live video as I write this. Just quickly want to say that I love you and your family. I've been watching you for ages and I'm obsessed, girl. Well, thanks. Anyway, I promise this is not fuckery. Here we go. I'm 18 next month and in my final year of high school, and I've got all unconditional for university to do math. Now, here's my issue. My university of choice also gave me the option to skip the first year if I get certain grades this year, which I obtained in my prelims without studying. So, I know I can do it. The only thing is, I have anxiety and migraines, which are made worse by stress, and the point of me doing so well last year was so I didn't have to worry about grades this year. On top of grades, I am head girl. I guess that's student body president-ish. I don't know what it's like in Canada, but I guess that's the American equivalent, except there's a team of us. And so I'm already low-key stressed out. If I skip a year, I will finish my degree quickly and start making hella coin. There's a lot of money available to do math majors. I'm talking 100,000 pounds per year before bonus. 100,000 pounds a year, that's a lot of money, honey. Because the pound is even more than the US dollar. That's a lot of shmoney. At the same time, I've got social anxiety and I'm worried that I won't be able to make friends if I skip a year. Especially because the majority of people will have been together for a year, along with the added stress of doing an extra course to catch up on a few topics I won't have done at school in my advanced higher class, which is most equivalent to first year at university. Any advice you could give me would be much appreciated, because honestly my plan right now is to ignore the problem until the decision deadline. Lots of love from your Scottish fan. Wishing you and your family health, wealth, and love. P.S. I love your mom. She's so sassy and classy. I don't think you should ignore the problem until the deadline. What I feel like you should be doing is your research on your options and weighing your pros and your cons and seeing what is best for you to do. If your anxiety and migraines are made worse by taking on extra stress, that's something that you have to consider. Your health is so important, and people seem to put health on the back burner for career purposes and school purposes, and we cannot do that. Like, it's the wrong thing to do. Your health should always come first, because how the hell are you supposed to even excel at what you're doing if your health is on the back burner? You can't. So I feel like you should consider everything, write it all down on paper, let it make sense, and then make your decision from there. Obviously, making money, a lot of money, 100,000 pounds money, is really good. However, it's not really a guarantee that that's going to be your starting salary. Let's be realistic. Even if it was a guarantee that it was going to be your starting salary, it's still a question of, is it really worth it to put myself through this, you know, be stressed out, have major anxiety, have migraines for this amount of money? Everybody's answer would be different to that. If you can handle it, then you handle it. But I personally feel like nothing should come before your health, period. So if you're going to trade your health in for the coin, I mean, girl, do you, but there's going to be so many other opportunities there that will present themselves. And like I told the last person, what's not for you will not come to you. And if it is for you, then you're supposed to have it, and it's up for grabs, you know? Take care of yourself first, and then move forward and make your decision. Hey Bo, I'm in my 20s and I met this guy who I instantly hit it off with. Literally felt like, OMG, where have you been? Where have you been? Oh my life. Oh my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Where have you been? Oh my life. Where have you been? Alright, let me chill before I get a copyright. Literally felt like, gee, where have you been all my life? Until he brought up his girlfriend. Cancel him! I mean, my nose is too stuffy for this bullshit. Okay, cancel him. Cancel him. I sound like the fucking nanny. We started talking because he would message me every day. But this was as friends because I am no home wrecker. He later broke up with his girlfriend because of issues they had before we met. So he says. I advised him to work it out with her, and can you believe this nigga actually took my advice? Well, bitch, if that's not what you wanted him to do, why you tell him to do that? You know niggas is dumb. They don't read between the lines. I am playing. I actually did want them to work it out because I was more interested in his happiness over mine. Let's not put these niggas before ourselves, okay? I'm not saying you should be getting with him. I'm just saying, why are we putting somebody else's happiness before our own? Am I saying to get with him? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Just ignore me. Him and his ex are still not together, and my feelings for him were growing. He admitted to me that he liked me, but basically was working on the advice I gave him to work things out with his ex. On Valentine's, he posted a picture of his ex on social media, and I was big mad. Number one, he has not been in contact with this girl. Number two, I realized that he is still emotionally unavailable, and I have been investing my time into someone who isn't giving me a relationship. I blocked him as a result, but I have been crying every day and my work is suffering. I miss his friendship, and with the distance, my heart is growing fonder. You big mad and big dumb. Like, what is really going on here? He is an amazing person, but it sucks because if he was not emotionally unavailable, we would be together. Girl, are you serious? Is this a joke? Am I being pranked? Is Ashton Kutcher about to bust through this door? Like, what is going on? How do I get through this heartbreak and flourish? How do I also deal with the fact that I have to let go of someone who was amazing in all realms, but emotionally unavailable? I really like him. Sister girl. Sister girl. You're joking, right? This is a joke? What in the schmagegi is going on here? What in the schmagegi is going on? Are you kidding? You guys were never a thing. You guys had a friendship. You advised him to work it out with his girlfriend, and that's when you fucked up. And now you're emailing me telling me you're heartbroken over a guy that was never even remotely close to being your boyfriend. Hey Bo, I watch your videos all the time with my daughter, except for the Adam and Eve hauls. Hey Shooter, hey baby Salem. So I would like to stay anonymous. I'm 21 from Brooklyn, and I have a 2-year-old daughter. My daughter's father and I have been on and off for the last 2 years. Mind you, we've been together for 3 years. I'm not gonna ask any questions. I'm not gonna do it. The reason we can't stay together is because my mother and him don't get along. Woo chile. Woo chile, if I let a mama get in between me and my man, Huntsy. It's back and forth between him and her every time they've been around each other. She got him arrested twice and forced me to get a restraining order against him, or else she would kick me out. Every time I stand up for him against my mom, she threatens to take me to court for custody of my daughter to say I'm an unfit parent. Your mom is canceled. Canceled, okay? Canceled. Me and my daughter's father are trying to work things out now for the betterment of our daughter and our... Hello? The betterment of our daughter and ourselves, but he keeps pressing the issue that I need to talk to my mother to let her know that he's going to be around, and I'm not the one that fucked up. She gave him chances to see our daughter and come into our home, and every time he came to the house, he fucked it up. My mom is very religious, and he would like try to kiss me or touch me in front of her, and she doesn't like that. Well, he your baby daddy. How she think the baby got here? How does she think the baby got here? These parents, you're young. You know, she probably doesn't want you to have a second baby, especially because clearly it's out of wedlock and she's religious, and you done fucked up one time. She ain't trying to have you fuck up another time, and your mom's doing the most at this point with the way you and your man are on and off. You need to be moving out and going to live with your man, since you guys are trying to work it out and being a family together. The only problem is if it doesn't pan out the way that you envision it is going to be an issue when you try to go back home to your mother. And this is why you can't be having babies with any and everybody. And I'm not saying your man is any and everybody, okay? It doesn't matter that you guys are in a relationship or were, you guys, it doesn't matter that you guys have been on and off, you know? This baby shit ain't a joke, okay? It's for life. It is a commitment between two people. I don't understand why people don't take this seriously. Like, you can't just have a baby with somebody and you guys have no solid foundation. You know what I mean? You have to be careful. You have to protect yourself because you don't want to end up in these situations where your mother or somebody's mama or anybody can get in between this relationship and break it down, because at the end of the day, no matter who's causing the toxicity, it is toxic for the child to be in this environment of your mother and your baby daddy going back and forth all the time over nonsense. And your mom getting why would your mother get the father of her grandbaby arrested? Do we need more daddies in jail away from their children? I'm confused. Like, I am confusion. Like, confusion, bitch. Oh my gosh. Now, if your man is aware that your mom doesn't like when he kisses you in front of her and touches you in front of her in her home, then he needs to fucking respect it. So everybody's at fault here, okay? But boundaries have to be set and boundaries have to be respected. If your mom has rules under her roof, doesn't matter that you're over 21, then they have to be followed by both of you guys. At the end of the day, clearly you ain't got a pot to piss in without her. So it's like, you have to respect that. If you're gonna live at her house, you're gonna have to respect her rules, period. So my mom said he couldn't come back and my daughter would be better off without her father. Now that is some bullshit. Your mom is making me hot today, honey. She's making me hot. It not only hurts him, but it hurts our daughter because she barely knows him like that. And I'm scared to leave my daughter with him because he has threatened to take her and leave with her even though he said it was a joke. And I take that very serious because I was kidnapped by my father when my mother didn't allow him to see me. See, your mom is a fucking issue here. Your mom is a problem. And clearly you're attracted to somebody that's like your father. At least your father wanted to be a part of your life. I mean, kidnapping ain't the way to go, okay? The other day in Toronto, or in Brampton, what's Mississauga? The other day in Ontario, there was a little girl. She wasn't kidnapped, but she was spending her Valentine's Day and her birthday, the same day, with her father, and she was supposed to go back home, and the father's crazy ass killed her and then tried to kill himself when the police came for him. And she was only 11 years old, and he didn't die right away, but he ended up dying. So justice was not served because both of them are gone. And it's scary to even think that somebody that you had a baby with would even consider kidnapping the child. But if you're going to keep your child away from the father, and the father's willing to do drastic measures to have the child around himself, then you might be in some hot water. But your mother didn't birth this baby. Your mother has no real rights to this baby. And the fact that she's threatening you with child endangerment or unfit parenting and threatening to bring you to court, and the fact that she's saying that your child would be better off without her father, bitch, in what country? Like, what are you talking about? No child is better off without their father unless their father is a psychopath, sociopath, murderous. Like, Everybody needs a daddy, bitch. Like, I'm so freaking annoyed by your mom. I can't even deal. I wish I could smack the shit out of her. Real talk. Like, I'm very, very upset about this. I'm so mad. Nobody could ever come to me and tell me that my child is better off without their dad. Nobody could ever come to me and say shit to me, dick to me about my child's father. Ever. Okay? Ever. Whew, yeah. I told him he needs to apologize to her first, and he said he would like to, but my mom doesn't want to hear it. I don't know what to do in this situation anymore. It's to the point where my blood pressure is always high when it gets brought up. What do you think I should do? I've been sneaking him in my house and letting him leave before my mom comes home. Girl, you're gonna cause problems. First of all, don't be sneaking nobody into your mother's house. Like, you need to go out with your... Why is he always gotta come over? Why can't you go where he's at? He doesn't need to come over. You can take your child and go and see him. He can pick you up and y'all can go and be wherever you guys can be safe, away from your mother. So she doesn't have to see him and he doesn't have to see her. But at the end of the day, this is the father of your child, and your child has every right to know her dad and have a relationship with her father, and your mother cannot step in between that. And if she's going to step in between that, then you need to get the fucking step in, because what you're not going to do is try to be a fucking dictator and say these things not only to me but in front of my child, and you're not going to disrespect the person that helped bring the child here. Like, for what? If a man is wanting to be a daddy and a man is wanting to be or have an active role in his child's life, he should never be stripped from that, because there's so many men out there that run for the fucking hills as soon as they find out that their baby mama is pregnant or that they got somebody pregnant. And it's really, really, really sad. And your mom obviously tried to do... Who hurt your mother? Because why the hell is she... Why did she try to keep your father away from you to the point where he kidnapped you? Like, the relationship you have with your mom is messed up. And you need to pray a lot, okay? Pray a lot. And you also need to put your foot down and stand your ground and make the decisions that are best for you and your child, and leave your mom out the equation. I think it's time to put on your big girl panties, because obviously you didn't have a problem taking them off. And when you took them off and you made the baby, that's when your ass should have grown the fuck up and got the fuck out, because your mom is toxic. Like, toxic. Whew. Hey, my fave baby mama is 2. I'm going to make this short in hopes that I have a better chance for this to be seen. I'm 20 years old in college and I have a boyfriend who kind of made a switch on me. Like the stereotypical guy, he did all these things to show he wanted me, but once he got me, things changed and it didn't seem purposeful. It almost seemed like he just naturally changed. He went from really showing his love for me, sacrificing for me, buying me everything I want, food-wise, LMAO. But now, it's a total change. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a gold digger. I ain't saying she a gold digger. But she ain't messing with them broke niggas. But don't show me a type of lifestyle if you plan on switching it up. You sound like my mom. And you know what? This happens a lot. I remember my mom was dating this guy and he wined her and dined her and took her to mother effing Las Vegas, and she told him from the jump, listen, Hinty, if you can't keep this charade up, don't start it, honey. And guess what? The motherfucker couldn't keep the charade up. No. So guys tend to do that, and they think that once they've bagged you, they can stop doing the things that they did to bag you. But at that point, it's too late, because it's like almost like not an addiction, but it's like a habit has been formed and expectations are up here, but really the quality of nigga is down here, and he was pretending to be up here, and then as he got you, he slowly went to the level he really is at. And that's where the problem lies. He just seems so selfish now and just not the same man from before. The man that showed his love for me in every way. I don't know how I should address this situation. I'm scared to bring it up because It may cause an argument considering every time lately when I express how I feel to him, he turns it into an argument. Okay, just cancel him. There's more niggas to date. Like, we don't have to deal with niggas doing this dumb shit in 2019. We don't. They're canceled. They got left behind in like 2015. Like, bye. I love him and I feel we are more than just a couple. We are like best friends, but I don't know how long this is going to last. What should I do? Thank you and congratulations on your new family. If you guys were truly like BFFs, best friends, faux life, you would be able to talk to him about your feelings and he'd be able to respect them and have a respectable conversation with you. But instead, he's turning it into arguments. So what that tells me is that you feel like y'all are best friends, but he don't feel the same way about you, honey. And you need to cut that cord quick, okay? He ain't worth your time. He ain't worth your energy. He is essentially a fuckboy. So we're going to break up with him and we're going to live our best single life. Because this is what we're not going to do. I'm not going to come to you with my feelings and you're going to shut me down and make me feel less or make me feel stupid or like make me feel like, damn, I shouldn't even have brought this up. No, my feelings are valid and you're going to respect them. Period. Don't like it? Get the fuck on. I know I did not just read the H word, honey. I know I did not just read the H word. Hey girl, let's get right to the chase. So on New Year's, I hooked up with this guy that I knew for about a year. I'm 20 and he's 25. To make a long story short, we started having safe sex damn near every day. But before we got too deep into it, I asked him if he was clean and I wanted him to get tested. Obviously, that didn't happen. Although I did everything right or tried to, I still ended up in the worst situation of my life. Anyway, one night, as we were doing it, the condom slipped off inside me. And the next day was fucking hell. I thought I had a yeast infection, but turns out it was genital herpes. He must have been having an outbreak then because, you didn't see it? Y'all don't look at the dicks that y'all fucking like. I need to do some research on herpes because, if he wasn't having an outbreak at the time, then can you pass it on if you're not having an outbreak? What's the likelihood of the condom slipping off and you got, like, I don't know. How do you know you didn't have it before? And anyway. When I told him, his reaction was so unexpected. He was damn near in tears and sincerely sorry. Also, he knew. He supported me through the rough part and all. Now, I'm not in love with the nigga, but the feelings are definitely there. And a big part of me knows that I shouldn't be messing with him. But girl, I got herpes now. It's going to be hard to be... Sorry, why did you say this? It's going to be hard for me to find someone that will accept it. What do you think my dumb ass should do? I was thinking the same thing as you, sis. Fuck it. Stay with him because y'all both got it. And see if the relationship works out. If it doesn't, then hey, your next person that you're with, you're going to have to be like, I have this, but it's treated. I'm taking my medication every day. Like, that's just what you're going to have to do. And you know what? Herpes it's bad, but like, I feel like a lot of people have a form of herpes. Like, if you get cold sores, then you know that you have herpes, okay? It's not just a cold sore, bitch. But the fact that he was genuinely sorry and he didn't try to deny, means that he knew he had it. Wait a second, hold on. You asked him if he's clean. Niggas know when they have herpes, okay? You asked him if he was clean and you wanted him to get tested, and obviously it didn't happen like you said. But why didn't he tell you at that time? Why did he say, no, I have this and I understand if you don't want to fuck with me anymore? and then you get to make the decision because he basically put you out. Bitch, I would sue the pants off of him. Sue him. This is not right. This is not fair. Like, what? I'm thinking, I don't know what my thought process was. I totally forgot that you said that you asked him and he said he never got tested. The fact that you brought the shit up and he didn't acknowledge, you know, I would sue him. I honestly, you're between a rock and a hard place because it's like you're right in the sense where now you have this thing for life, but lots of people got it and lots of people are living with it and you ain't the only one, sis. And so you're not alone, you know. Maybe there's a herpes forum you can go on and freaking figure it out. But in all seriousness, I would literally sue him for putting you at risk and giving you the damn disease when he knew he had it. This is crazy. This is why niggas is canceled all 2019. This is crazy. No. Couldn't be me, honey. I would actually have to kill someone. I will be in jail. Okay? I will be in jail. Whew. Hey, Bo. Hopefully you remember me from the A and D situation. Anyways, I'm back in college now for spring semester. This semester, I'm really trying to put myself out there as much as I can, but I got stumped. Did she mean stumped? I don't know. There's a women's center that people can go to chill at in between classes, and I decided I wanted to go hang out there and meet new people. However, the lady in charge said that sometimes she allows the guys in there. Well, then it's not a women's center, okay? Tell her she's canceled too. I'm canceling everybody in this BOETALKS, like seriously. When I walked in one day, A was there, and I was told he's there a lot. I'm still not over him, and he in fact has a new girlfriend. Anyway, after that day, I decided I never want to go back because he's there every day. I thought she said she only lets the niggas in sometimes. I'm confused. I get anxiety walking in there and seeing his face. Me not going there anymore is stopping me from meeting new people at the women's center. Should I suck it up and stop being pussy or what? Yeah, stop being pussy. Ignore him. Move on from A. Bye, A. Like, see you never, A. Who cares that he has a new girlfriend? You're at the women's center to meet new people, so go and do exactly what you set out to do. Okay? Like, it's just like when people go to church and get distracted by drama going on in the church. No, you went there to serve the Lord. So serve the Lord and mind your damn business about everything else that's going on. It's not rocket science. At the end of the day, it's a women's center, and if I were you, I would freaking be reporting that they're letting niggas into the women's center. Because last time I checked, them niggas ain't had no damn vaginas, okay? Women's center, not men's center, not co-ed center, women's center. Why are we letting men take over everything? They take over every aspect of life. Why are we letting them have the women's center too? I protest. Like, come on now. You guys are joking. Smoking and joking. Hey, Bo, I love you and your vids. So I'm young, but I have a serious problem. I'm 14 and a freshman in high school. In 8th grade, I met my ex-boyfriend. Let's call him Jonathan. We started dating in October and I lost my virginity to him on Halloween after a football game. Oh, hell fucking no, bitch. You was too damn young. Too damn young. We kept on having sex until we broke up a few months after, but we met back up. I had sex with him again in November and we broke up. I missed my period and started feeling sick and I knew something was up. I felt so sick, I fainted every morning and my mom took me to the hospital. That's when I found out I was pregnant. I couldn't believe it because I never thought I would get pregnant. My mom started crying and when we went home, she said, I'm getting an abortion. I feel so bad because she raised me alone and she said she failed me. Why your mom taking responsibility for your actions? No, mama, you did what you could, okay? You did what you could, mom. This ain't your fault. But I didn't want to get an abortion because I am pro-life. My mom kicked me out and I stay with my aunt now because she's verbally abusive and always says bad stuff about me and the baby. The father of my baby doesn't want to be with me, but he'll support the baby, and him and his mom are planning a baby shower and they are buying things for our son. I'm having a boy due August 11th, which is a few days after my birthday, and I'm excited to share a sign with my baby. Now this is some young dumb shit right here. I'm sorry. I just ended my first trimester and I'm nervous for everyone to know. I haven't started showing yet, but I will be pretty pregnant for the rest of the school year. This is like Juno. I'm gonna be giving birth only 2 months after the school year ends, so my entire second part of my third trimester. I am a freshman and I already know everyone will call me a hoe, and I haven't told my friends. Only my mom, him, and his stepdad know. My ex goes to a different school in our city, by the way. I don't want to get bullied and I cry every day because I'm so nervous. I only have 2 friends and they are closer with each other. I also miss my siblings. I haven't seen them since my mom kicked me out and they're so young so they can't use phones yet. Thanks for any advice on how to deal with it at school. Well, baby girl, I mean, you made your bed and now you have to lay in it, and this is the reality. This is why, you know, the other day somebody commented on an older video and basically said, why am I pushing abstinence when I'm living with my boyfriend? Bitch, he's my husband. I had a baby out of wedlock or some bullshit like that. And I had to just be like, first of all, I'm married, okay? And secondly, I was married before I even got married, because where I'm from, a common law marriage is a marriage, period. Therefore, no, my child was not born out of wedlock. But I say this because abstinence is freaking key. I push that because I was young and dumb too. I was 16 and lost my damn virginity. I had sex, but I was smart, you know? I was smart. I used protection. I never had an STD, STI, never got pregnant, never had an abortion. Those were the things that didn't happen to me because I had fucking sense. But there's so many young girls watching that need to hear abstinence is key. If you're abstinent, you know what's not going to happen to you. You're not going to get herpes. You're not going to get HIV and AIDS. You're not going to get crabs. Fucking HPV, bitch. You're protected from every single freaking disease out there when you're abstinent. You're also protected from having a baby, getting kicked out because you're pregnant, having to figure out if you're going to get an abortion or not, affording a baby. There's so many pros. How could you go wrong with abstinence? Abstinence is so fucking cool to me. Like, I'm like, I wish I was abstinent, bitch. When I went to high school, my mindset was, I ain't having sex. I'm about to be abstinent. I'm waiting till marriage. And then the right little devil came along and that all changed. But when I say don't have sex, I fucking mean that shit, because it's not just physical. Not only can so many things go wrong when you have sex with the wrong person, but you're also putting your spiritual self at risk of being broken. And that's what you don't want to do. Sex is way more than just physical. That's why you can't be having it with any and everybody. That's why people that do have it with anybody and everybody are so mentally fucked up, and some you may never even fucking know it, but they know it. I'll use an example like Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas had an STD where it's now preventing her from ever having children in the future. 14 is too young to be having sex. I myself am pro-life. However, I'm pro-life with a twist, bitch. I'm not 100% pro-life. I feel like it's so complicated. I feel, on one hand, I do feel like you shouldn't be dictating what women do with their bodies. But on the other hand, I feel like if you decided, if you are mature enough, okay, mentally mature enough to lay down and have sex with somebody unprotected and happen to fall pregnant, I feel like you don't deserve to get an abortion. You made your bed, you have to lay in it. However, if it's a situation where you did not have sex willingly and you end up pregnant, aka rape, okay, you know, if you find out that if you do the screen test and you find out that your child is going to have a disability and you feel it heavy in your heart that you won't be able to care for that child, I think it's wrong to abort them for that reason. But if that's what you want to do because you don't want the child to suffer and you also don't want to be suffering with that too, because it's a really strong person to deal with that, I feel like that's when you could kind of get an abortion. And the other thing is, if you're too fucking young and you fucked up and you go to your parents and your parents are still in charge here because you're only 14 and your parents say, okay, sweetheart, sorry, but you gotta have an abortion. I mean, ultimately, because it's your body, it is your decision, but you have to think about how that decision is going to affect you for the rest of your life. And I mean, at 14, baby, I can't even say what I would do if it were my child, because you really don't know until you're put in that position. God forbid. This is why it's important to talk to your kids and tell them, this ain't it. This is what you're gonna do and this is what you're not gonna do. And if you're one of those parents that's gonna be like, look, kids are gonna have sex anyway, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Use fucking protection, because if you come in here with the baby, it's gonna be a motherfucking issue, okay? Like, that's one of the reasons I never ever got pregnant when I was younger, because I already knew I was supposed to be having sex. That was number one. But number two, I was threatened from before. Wanna not bring no baby and I'm my host. Like, no babies, okay? None. So, yeah. Abstinence is key. You don't want to be in a situation like this. Honestly, at 14, I don't think a lot of 14-year-olds can even say to their parents, I'm not getting an abortion, I'm pro-life. My mom would have dragged my ass up and brought me, well, no, she wouldn't have. My mom would have kicked me out. I wouldn't have even said I'm pro-life to her. Like, if I was pregnant, she would have kicked me out, period. Like, period. So, but a lot of 14-year-olds aren't going to say to their parents, I'm pro-life. Most 14-year-olds would be like, okay, I'm getting an abortion. And I'm going to move on with my life. And I'm going to live my childhood as a child. You're a child. You're going to be growing up alongside your child. And being a mom's not easy. And even in my 20s, there's so many things that are difficult about it. When you're young and you get pregnant the way you did, of course it brings a lot of shame to you, but it's just something you're gonna have to deal with. You don't want to drop out of school, but at the end of the day, you're probably gonna end up dropping out because you don't have anybody to help you with the child. Your mom's not supportive of this. I'm sure your baby daddy's mom is also young, and she's not like in the grandma stages where she can just stay home and watch your child for you while you continue your education. So, in my personal opinion, an abortion would have been the way to go at your age. But it's too late now, and I wish you the best of luck. You can't think about what people are going to think of you. You can't think about how they're going to treat you and them calling you a hoe. So what? Everybody's fucking, okay? They're fucking too. They just were a little bit smarter about it. They're hoes too, okay? Anybody that's fucking, that's not married is a hoe, period. We was all hoes, okay? So, sticks and stones, you know, what they're saying is irrelevant, because at the end of the day, they're not putting any money in your pocket, they're not feeding the child that you're about to have, and they're not taking care of the child you're about to have. And honestly, that's all that matters. But you might have to take a break from school because, you know, and start homeschooling or doing some online school or going to an alternative school. That's actually what you have to do. There's something called alternative schooling, and you could go there when you're pregnant if you have behavioral issues. And I feel like maybe you should look into what schools are available for you to transfer to while you live out your pregnancy, because there's not a lot of judgment being passed. Everybody's there for their own reason, and everybody minds their own business. Hey Bo, I'm 17 years old. the youngest of three, and I find myself constantly asking if what I experienced as a child is considered rape. At a very young age, I was exposed to sex. My two older sisters, who are 4 and 5 years apart from me, showed me porn on our family computer and later introduced me to physically dry humping with our clothes on. Yeah, this is pretty much molestation, but I already know that somebody exposed them to it first, and them being only 4 or 5 years older than you, they probably did not have the mental capacity to know what the fuck they were really doing and how it would affect you long term, because the damage with them was already done to whoever introduced them to this disgusting, sick, twisted shit. Oh my god. Since I was young, I didn't know any better. I thought this was totally fine, and I liked when we would dry hump. It felt good. Dry humping with clothes on soon escalated to dry humping without clothes or undergarments. My second older sister would bring me downstairs and perform the sexual activity on me, but I remember not minding and proceeding with her. This is triggering as fuck. My sisters didn't do this to me, by the way. Just, I expressed to you guys the church shit. Yeah, that. She would also tell me to suck on her nipples. As a very young child who didn't know anything about sex, I didn't moan or anything, so she told me that I could moan, and my obedient, clueless self did. Later on down the road, she asked me to perform oral on her, and I was resisted. She kept on telling me, come on, please, and I would give in. I went in for one lick, but I did not like it, so I stopped. I ran to the upstairs bathroom and washed my mouth and brushed my teeth. My older sister would perform the same activity on me in their room. They shared rooms. This is sick. I don't even know if I can finish reading this. I feel this is incest, and this is why people need to stop damaging fucking children. Like, leave them alone. I can't read the rest of this. I'm sorry. I can't. It's gonna disturb me and, like, my pregnancy. I can't. But the answer is yes. And I feel like as they got older, they should have known, but I feel like because they were so damaged already, it was too late, and like, you're scared to talk and you're scared to say something. So, you know. But your main question, it's rape, it's incest, it's molestation, it's damaging, it's fucked up. And you know what? I'm gonna finish reading it because I feel like you might have another question, so I'm gonna try to get through it. They shared rooms. We were playing house. I would be the mom and she would be the dad, and we would sometimes have sex as parents would. My eldest sister, who was 9 years older than me, performed the same act, but my memory as to when she performed her first act towards me is not there in my mind. My eldest sister and I shared the same room and bed when we were younger. I remember being forced awake by her so we could dry hump because I guess she was horny. These acts were a continuous thing up until I was in the 5th or 6th grade and realized that this incestuous act was against my Christian religion. Just thinking about incest is revolting. After I stopped the whole thing, it never happened again. As I grew older and still carry these memories, I feel as though it affected how I went about life, who I was attracted to, and my sexual experience. I'm attracted to men, but once I'm horny, I find myself wanting a female. Once the high is done, I'm not attracted to or lusting over females anymore. I never really thought that what I'd gone through was considered rape until I heard R. Kelly's rape story from when he was a child. I don't want it to be considered rape because the relationship I have with my sisters now is completely different and normal from what was then. Plus, I love my sisters. I don't know if they remember. I don't know I don't even know if they remember what they did to me, but I know I just don't want to bring it up and affect our relationship as a family. Is what I went through considered rape? Listen, I don't think this is something you can't not address. I feel like you all need to go to sit down in front of a counselor and talk, because the way you've emailed me and you're suffering with this, and it's affected you long term, and it's going to continue to affect you for the rest of your life. Like, it's not something that goes away, you know? And if you don't go to counseling and if you don't deal with it, it's only going to become worse and worse and worse, you know? And your sisters know what they did, and they know what they did with each other, and they probably know that it's wrong now as adults, but I don't think it's something you should just ignore. I feel like as a family, because it was literally all of you, you guys have to address it. And if you don't, then yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Should I put in chicken for you?
Yeah.
Where's my baby crying?
This story, I just feel like you guys have to go to counseling and deal with it. Put it on the table. Let everybody address it. Let everybody speak their truth and get to the bottom of why it happened to begin with. It's obvious why it happened, you know, because people don't just do that. A little girl, your own sister, she's not just going to do that. So somebody did that to them, and they continued the cycle of abuse. It's cool that you have a great relationship with them now, but you still have to, I think it still needs to be addressed. You have to address it, because that's really the only way to heal from stuff like this. You have to talk about it. And who better to talk to or talk about it with than the people that did it to you, so you can get a better understanding. Because if nobody did that to them and they were just perverted, it's like, what the fuck? Why would you do that to me? I'm your sister, you know? So I really just feel like you have to address it. I'm sorry, you guys. I think I'm done for today. I don't want to read anymore. That's too much. So yeah. BOETALKS emails in the description box. Please, if you're going to email me something like that, spare me the gory details. I mean, you could say who, what, where, when, why, but don't be like giving me too much. I can't handle it in my current state. So yeah. But yeah, that being said, I love you all so freaking much, and blessings and healing to you all. I mean, I'm not Ayan Levant, but bitch, this BOETALKS. So yeah, I really do love you all, and peace and blessings. I will definitely see you in the next one.